Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. So we're gonna continue from where we last left off. I know it's in the middle of the trial, but at least I'm starting somewhere. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop! Please don't pursue this any further! Lena? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? She passed the greater sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. That's true. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Let's see if this is where I'm at. Yeah. That's where I'm at. His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. That's pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important is that what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow was. What was it that Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? The blue badger hadn't even been jumped up when Emma drew the picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. What is something else that resembles it? Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on the fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. That's right. In this room. Very well. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please, show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike. This mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? It's like, what the hell is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But they're right, it doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, if we were to change our viewpoint, I've got to show them. The correct angle look like this. Take a look at the picture here. Isn't right? I don't know how to make it look more like the badger. Allow me to remind the defense that its case hinges on the witness drawing. If the Wright can't match the shape of the witness drew, we cannot accept this claim. I've got to find just the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more or horizontally. Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it. Yeah, that looks right. I have to follow by the picture here. It'd take a while. Oh, there we go. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. No, it can't be. Whatever does this mean? Order, order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime is actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Yeah, it does. Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. Please enlighten us. What's different now that we know the witness saw the jar? Location? Oh, it says you to choose whatever. Allow me to take these in turn. The moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. A very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. So right there, it doesn't matter what you choose. Yes, well, knowing this, where she could have seen this jar. Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lena's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it's the two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lena Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lena Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Yeah, there was always a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lena tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture one more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah, the suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword. Yes. Since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutor trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh man, this is not good at all. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Oh, poor Emma. What if it was like accidental? I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Precedented. I have a hard time with that word for some reason. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin a crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted for forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason why you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, was it? I assure you, Mr. Edward, I have no idea what you're talking about. Lies! You're lying. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. You certainly can't get dead people. That's true. You can't get people who died to testify. This all has been a valid goose chase from the very beginning. Touché, Miss Guy. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim had left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one matter or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, is it the only possibility left to you? A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim name. Is it? Let me see. Is it in the evidence? Is it in the evidence? This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister the murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Guy. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we can seek. The truth. Yeah, that we want to seek the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys the message from the deceased. Is the evidence in the room with us? This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before. The fake blue badger. Oh, is he just going to speak the killer's name? If that thing kid, I'm sure it would. It looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left there on the surface of the jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on the jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments is not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots are once lines? Time to connect the dots. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed the directions. Precisely so, all we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. She sure seems nervous, Mr. Wright. What kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots and make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. Okay. I had to match it with the thing here. I was like, oh man. It's the defense attorney's duty to prove the client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lena. After all my efforts, I thought it would turn out like this. I never thought it would turn out like this. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. This is not good. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. See, Worthy? Can't I say I didn't worry you? Chief Gant? Do you understand that in the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his fatal murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Verley. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Ugh. But Joe Jack was really a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. I feel bad for Edgeworth. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have a sentence an innocent man to death. Order, 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 order! Man. The gravel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where the trial is headed, no one knows. Yeah, no one knows where it's gonna head. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below. And subscribe if you haven't already for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye, guys.